Hey, there's Wisconsin Wine Guy. We're back with another wine review. For some of you it's spring, and for others it's closer to summer. Who knows? But for me, I think my climate is trying to give us some payback for having such a cool and warm winter. It's springtime here, and we've been going from snow to rain, rain to snow. I mean, who knows what's going to be next? So I'm cold today, where we had 65, 67 degrees yesterday. Now we're in like the low 40s. It's so I'm kind of cold. So I'm still dressed for winter, fall, I guess you can call it. But let's get to the reason why we're here today, and that's to talk about wine. Now, for those who are new, these are wines that you can find on the shelves of your everyday liquor store, grocery store, and some wine shops. Wherever you shop for wine, you're probably going to find some of these wines that we're reviewing here. Again, I taste these wines, give you my opinion, what I think about the wines. Thumbs up says I recommend this wine. I think it's a pretty solid wine, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. 3/4. I would bring this to my friend's house. I had this one at a party. I would buy bottles and I would have some at home to share around. Halfway, something about that wine was a little off, and I'll explain to you why was it off for me, and then I want to give you a chance to taste it and let me know what you thought of it. See if we can come in the middle or something, or maybe you'll discover what I discovered. Thumbs down? Done. That wine just did not rate, just didn't work, not at all. So you can already see what the wine we have here today. We're going to be doing Whitehaven Sauvignon Blanc. Now, this is coming out of New Zealand, Marlborough region, New Zealand. I've reviewed a Whitehaven wine before. The vintage was 2018. I'll make sure I put a link up above so that you can click on that and find out, what I had to say about it. Now, I don't go back and review, or I should say watch the previous review before I review the current vintage. It's always nice to be able to taste a different vintage of certain wines, just like I'm doing here today. But I don't go back and look at the video, to have influence of what's happening here, but it's always cool for me to go back and watch the video after I've already done the review. So this is going to be a 2020 vintage versus the 2018 before, coming in at 13% alcohol. Now, Whitehaven, husband and wife team, started this in the 90s, early to mid 90s. And they specialize and focus only Sauvignon Blanc. How cool is that? A winery that has such confidence and such enthusiasm for a particular varietal that's all they do. There's no red grapes, there's no other varietals. This is it, everybody. Sauvignon Blanc. And wow, I'm looking forward. Wow, I got so many wows going here because I poured this bottle, this wine, and I can just smell that. Now from here, Sauvignon Blancs can get that kind of grapefruit taste. But here I get, more melon, more peach notes, coming here. So, I mean, it's more fruity just from here. How cool is that? Screw cap, you know what I said about that. If the wine is bad, it went into the bottle that way. All right, there you go. So get a look at that color. I mean, nice, subtle straw yellow color, the greenish hues to it, typical of the area. And if you're a fan of Sauvignon Blancs in New Zealand, we're talking punchy, but the very well made was going to be, have that distinguishable New Zealand style Sauvignon Blanc, with, kind of like nice acidity, mouth-watering acidity, intense citrus. But the better was going to be balanced, evenly balanced and subdued. So we got here Sauvignon Blanc. I mean, that nose, I'm just smelling, that nose is nice. That's just from here. So I love the nose from here so far. Let's give it a nice whiff. So you definitely get that citrus grapefruit. We're going to go white grapefruit here. And something that I haven't, used as a descriptor in quite some time would be that green or grassy nose, backed up by, again, those subtle melon notes or peachy notes in the background, but not over the top. All right. I mean, so the nose is just, in my opinion, just very complex. Nice fruit on the nose here. Wow, that just smells lovely. So let's give it a rinse. Two-step process. One, rinse. Let's test the acidity. Is it going to be aggressive acidity? Is it going to be a nice mellow acidity? Is it going to be like soft to nil type of acidity? Let's find out. Ooh. Now, I love the way this wine feels in my mouth. again, that nose bursting with, grapefruit taste. Again, surrounded by melon notes, more melon notes to me. It makes it pretty supple, but very well blended as it fell across my palate. Now, I know this is a New Zealand type Sauvignon Blanc, so it's going to be a little bit more intense when you get to the sides of the palate. So wow, that's pretty nice. But as it fades away, meaning as the intensity of the first initial taste fades away, I mean, it's pretty nice. Now, I just gave you the acidity and the my impression. So let me give you my impression now. As you can already see where I'm going with this, right? I mean, very clean tasting. I just love the way that feels. I love the finish. The finish is long. The fruit never dies. I can see just enjoying this, like I said before many times, in the wintertime, nicely chilled. In the summertime, nicely chilled. Barbecue pulled pork sandwiches, different cheese. I mean, just so versatile. Because this is kind of like right in the middle. Nice dry finish on it, but very clean, very crisp tasting. So the 2020 Whitehaven Sauvignon Blanc. Let's give it one more taste here. I mean, that's just beauty in the bottle. All right, it's a no-brainer for me. Double thumbs up. Double thumbs up for the Whitehaven 2020 Sauvignon Blanc. I say if you're going to produce a wine from one varietal, you got to be the best. And because they've only been doing this one varietal, I mean, they just keep getting better. They just keep perfecting, the Sauvignon Blanc. It doesn't have to be overly aggressive. It doesn't have to be overly mellow. But they did a good job in finding something right in the middle that gives you the best of all worlds as far as flavor characteristic goes. So there you have it. Double thumbs up. I highly recommend this. Give it a try if you're into Sauvignon Blancs, especially if you like New Zealand Sauvignon Blancs and never had Whitehaven. You'll find this, all over the store. Give it a try. Let us know what you think. And I'm going to see you next time with the next wine review. And I'm going to be digging on this, and maybe I can put together some barbecue pulled pork. As always, let your palate be the guide selecting your wine. I'll see you next time. Ciao.